I was sipping my morning coffee on the porch when Karen stormed up our driveway screaming. Her voice cut through the peaceful suburban morning like a knife through butter. "Samuel, you better open this door right now for the inspection I demanded weeks ago," she yelled. I set my mug down carefully, feeling the familiar knot of tension in my stomach. My wife Emma stepped out beside me holding a thick envelope in her hand. But before I dive into that moment, let me take you back to how it all started. My name is Samuel and Emma, and I moved into this quiet neighborhood 6 months ago. We chose the house for its spacious backyard and the promise of a relaxed lifestyle. The HOA seemed like a minor detail at the time of signing the papers. Little did we know Karen the president would turn it into our personal hell. The complaints started almost immediately after we settled in with our furniture. First came the certified letter about our lawn being slightly over the height limit. I mowed it the next day, but Karen was not satisfied with my efforts. Then she complained about the color of our doormat clashing with the community aesthetic. I changed it without argument to keep the peace in our new home. The fines began arriving in the mail with alarming regularity after that. Each one felt like a slap in the face for minor cosmetic issues. Karen patrolled the streets daily in her golf cart looking for violations. Her eyes always lingered a little too long on our property specifically. I tried to stay calm and polite during our first face-to-face confrontation. "Karen, these rules feel a bit excessive for everyday living," I said reasonably. She responded with a condescending smile that made my blood start to boil. "The rules apply to everyone, Samuel, and I enforce them fairly," she lied smoothly. That's when the rumors started spreading through the neighborhood like wildfire. She told people we were troublemakers who disrespected the community standards. Invitations to local events suddenly dried up, leaving us feeling isolated. The social pressure mounted, making even grocery runs uncomfortable for Emma and me. One evening Karen showed up uninvited, pounding on our door at 9 o'clock sharp. She claimed our movie night was disturbing the entire block with loud noise. Emma and I were watching a quiet film at a reasonable volume level. I pulled out my phone and started recording the entire ridiculous encounter. "You will turn it down or I will have no choice but to call the police," she threatened. Her perfume hung heavy in the air as she leaned in aggressively. The next day she did exactly that and called the police on us falsely. The officers arrived with flashing lights on a perfectly normal Saturday afternoon. We were having a small family dinner with no disturbances whatsoever. The police left after a quick check, looking embarrassed by the false alarm. Karen watched smugly from her front yard across the street the whole time. That incident was the breaking point that made us start serious documentation. Emma suggested installing doorbell cameras to capture every future interaction. I agreed immediately and set them up, covering all angles of our house. From then on, every visit from Karen was recorded in perfect high definition. She kept escalating her tactics with more frequent and aggressive demands. She would show up without notice, demanding immediate access to inspect inside our home. I always refused, citing the HOA rule requiring 24 hours notice. Karen ignored her own rules when they didn't suit her power trip. Her emails became increasingly hostile, accusing us of deliberate defiance. The stress began affecting our sleep and daily mood around the house. Emma decided to compile a comprehensive dossier of all the evidence we had. As a paralegal, she knew exactly how to organize it for maximum impact. We consulted a lawyer who specialized in HOA abuse cases across the state. He was stunned by the volume and severity of Karen's actions against us. "This goes beyond normal enforcement into clear harassment territory," he confirmed. We filed official reports with the police department detailing the pattern of abuse. The investigators took our case seriously after reviewing the video footage. They uncovered that Karen had been embezzling funds from the HOA treasury. Luxury purchases on the association credit card were traced back to her. The district attorney reviewed the case and decided to press criminal charges. An arrest warrant was issued for Karen on multiple counts of fraud and harassment. We held on to the information, quietly waiting for the perfect moment to use it. Meanwhile, Karen remained blissfully unaware of the legal storm brewing against her. She sent one final demand for an inspection of our backyard fence compliance. I ignored the letter, hoping she would eventually get the message to back off. But she showed up in person the very next morning, screaming at our door. The neighbors started coming out to their porches to watch the spectacle unfold. Emma came out holding the warrant ready in her hand with steady nerves. She walked right up to Karen and extended the document toward her. "Here, Karen, before you inspect anything you need to see this official warrant," she said calmly. Karen grabbed it with a triumphant sneer, expecting another weak complaint letter. Her expression changed instantly as she read the words on the paper. The arrest warrant listed her crimes in black and white for all to see. Karen froze on the spot, her mouth hanging open in complete shock. The clipboard slipped from her fingers and hit the ground with a loud thud. "This is impossible, you can't do this to me," she stammered weakly. Her face turned pale as the reality of her situation finally sank in. I stood there feeling a wave of satisfaction wash over me completely. Emma explained that the police were en route to officially serve the warrant. The neighbors watched in stunned silence as Karen's empire began to crumble. She backed away slowly toward her golf cart on shaky, unsteady legs. The emergency board meeting was scheduled for later that same evening. I attended and presented the full evidence to the other HOA members present. The videos and financial documents left no room for any doubt whatsoever. Karen tried to bluster her way through, but her arguments fell flat. The board voted to remove her as president effective immediately without discussion. She was required to repay the stolen funds plus additional penalties. The relief I felt driving home with Emma that night was overwhelming. Neighbors started reaching out the next day with apologies for believing the rumors. The community felt reborn as people shared stories of Karen's past bullying. Emma and I enjoyed our porch the following weekend with genuine peace. The birds sang and the flowers bloomed without any underlying dread. I looked at Emma and smiled, saying the warrant had worked wonders. We laughed together, knowing the long nightmare was finally over for good. Life in the suburb returned to the calm we had always dreamed of enjoying. The experience showed me that standing up with evidence could topple even tyrants. Karen moved out shortly after losing her position and her reputation. Some rumors say she tried the same tactics in her new location. But for us, the drama ended and true community peace settled in nicely. Turns out the only real violation was Karen thinking the rules never applied to her.